Hi all. Today I'm gonna continue working on this street, and one of the things I've done yesterday was um, after learning from Graham Hayward from Miscreated that the best way to make these buildings is to now I have him as a prefab, but the best way to do them as far as performance is to have exterior walls, then the walls, and then the windows, or actually the glass, I should say. Uh, so this way, it's um, it's a lot less taxing on the engine. And before I had it made out of pieces, and then I learned that it's better um, to make a exterior wall mesh and then an interior wall mesh. So I did that, but I still had for these two floor buildings, I had a mesh for the first floor and a mesh for the second floor. So I thought, that's it's it's just another mesh that has to be loaded. So I just joined them together. So now I have one single mesh for the exterior walls, one single mesh for the interior, which is first and second floor, and a separate one for the glass for the windows. And I'm probably gonna follow that for my other buildings as well. As you can see, what I did, I have two buildings that are the same; they're just mirrored. So for this one, um, I've already created a prefab. What I did, I cloned this prefab, or everything inside of it, and then replaced the atoms. I mean, it could have been done. It could be done anyway, in any way you like. I like doing it. I like using prefabs because I'm probably gonna end up having maybe a couple of these buildings with different textures on it, and scattered throughout. But so this prefab already has the inside walls, and I'm just gonna open this. So I have the inside walls, I mean the exterior walls, the interior walls, and then I have the glass. So let me just quickly select this. There we go. Okay, so this glass is uh, it's actually almost it's the same as on this building. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end up deleting it, and because I'm gonna end up using a different pivot point, so they're all in the same spot. So delete that, and I'm gonna go with the blender. And so one of the things that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna complete and add all the windows to I mean, or the window frames, I should say, uh, to um, to all the window openings in the walls. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select that. That's one of the windows. So and I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate it. And I'm gonna turn on um, screencast keys. Um, just if anybody else is using Blender, hopefully it will help them out. Okay, so there we go. We have one right there. Like that. And now I'm going to need to do the sides. So I'm gonna do one floor at a time, and then I'm just gonna duplicate that and move on to the bottom floor. Just like that. Now I'm gonna have to move them. I'm gonna quickly hide everything else so I have some free space. Alright, so the window and the window frames are almost done. I just have one left. There we go. So this one is all set. I'm gonna export it. So there we go. Now we have all the window frames or sills, however you want to call them. I'm gonna later on. I'm actually gonna do it right now. Just gonna move some of these, you know, to have them in different positions, just to give a little bit of variety. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And of course, there's gonna be one on each side, just so I can do more at a time. So this one is gonna be like that. Just gonna pick and choose here and there. That already has a little bit more variety than it used to. And this is what's nice about these windows that slide up or down, because it's really easy to just move them, you know, up or down, compared to you know, something that would have to rotate, where there'd be a little bit more that has to be done, you know, rotation around the z-axis and so on. Okay, so I do like it. So what I'm gonna do after this, I'm gonna export this. And there we go, we have a few variety as far as windows being opened or closed. One of the things that I'm going to have to do is adjust my glass. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm still working out what would be the best way to do the glass, especially when you have, you know, different you know, windows that are some windows that are open, some that are closed, just so that I don't run into any problems. And of course, you know, trying to make it easier on me because you know, once you have so many windows, then see, like this one, I have to go in and adjust it. So I might join them together and then separate them after I'm done with all the windows. Probably gonna do that for my other buildings. You know, lesson learned. Okay. Yeah. See, this is what I was telling you about. I mean, in the end, it works out, but still, I would say a little bit of hassle. But you know, process gets perfected with time. So it's always good when you learn something. All right, let's quickly do an export, and I just want to see how this looks. Okay, those look better than I expected. I only have one left, this one right here, and this house should be good to go. There we go. And we have our last piece of glass in place. Okay. Okay, so windows are in place. Probably gonna tweak the settings for the windows a little bit later on. I mean, overall, I like it, and it has a nice reflection to it. Yeah, one of the things that I might look into changing is trying to keep these windows, you know, as you can see, the one that slides up is behind and the other one is above it or in front of it, and this one is reversed. So not that it matters, but I'm nitpicking on things right now. Okay, so that being said, I have this prefab now, and I can just close this up, and now it's all set to go. With these awnings, I'm probably not going to use it for every single house, so you know, just to give a little bit more variety. But so now I have the flipped version of this house, so I'm gonna do the windows for it as well. So in order to do that, I'm gonna try and keep it simple. I'm gonna, right now I have all my window sills frames assigned to a vertex group, so I can just select all these, duplicate, separate from the model, and I'm actually going to keep them in place for now because I want to grab the windows as well, I mean the glass as well. So let's see, hopefully I can do this. It's kind of tough when you have a plane. There we go. So duplicate this, and I'm going to move it just a little bit, like by a meter, so I can see it a little better. Okay, so now I can grab this, I can grab my windows, and I'm going to place them somewhere around here, where my this other building, well, where the flipped version of this building is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to join them, and then I'm going to do a scale on the y-axis and -1, so they get flipped around. Okay. One of the other things that you need to do whenever you do a flip is do a Control N to recalculate the normals, because they're going to be facing the other way. Okay, so now I'm just going to place these just like so. Just going to make sure that they fit into the window frame the way they should. So in order to do that, I'm just going to use some kind of waypoints just to guide myself, and I think that looks pretty damn good. Might move them on the y-axis a little bit like that. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Move these in a little bit. I'm just trying to use the window frame to cover the gap between the two meshes. I'm going to hide the vertices of the normals. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my window frames, separate that, and then join this to my outer walls. There. So now let's see where my I'm hoping that I didn't lose my my glass, and apparently it's a little tough to find. Okay, there it is. I should have done a better job at separating these, but I guess I failed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select these, hide them, and then this way I can select my glass. And also, I forgot, you can go into material and select everything that's assigned to that. So I'm going to separate the selection. Since glass is double-sided, or at least the material is two-sided, I'm not going to worry too much about the way the normals are facing. Okay, so we have this, and then and we have interior walls, and then the exterior walls with my window frames. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to do is for my this is the name for the windows for my node, so I'm going to do the same and name my windows. Always make sure whenever you do a separate to add a new node, because you might be overwriting the old one. And this is flipped. And hit OK. And now I can just go ahead and let's export this, and hopefully this is going to have the window frames, and I'm going to add the glass. Okay, there we go. We have the window frames. And now what I'm going to do, since I want to keep this in the same spot, I am going to copy this, move it up with the grid, and then exchange this for my windows flipped. There we go. And now the windows are in place as well. And I see there's like a little bit of a problem. Some of them are not placed correctly. I'm wondering if that's the case on this side. Yeah, it's the same thing here. I forgot to move some of these. So I guess it was a good thing that the glass is kind of foggy. So let's fix this. I just want to look at what side this was happening on. So we're looking on this side. So on this side, there we go. This is one of our troublemakers here, because this is supposed to be like so, and the bottom one is supposed to be like so. There. We drop it a little lower. Okay. So let's see. I'm just going to do another check over just to bring these down a little bit. That looks good. And that looks good as well. I don't see anything else that's out of place. So I'm just going to fix this one here. Yeah, so see, if I would have, before starting moving the windows up and down, if I would have you know, joined the two meshes and then separating the glass, it would have been a lot easier on me. So let's see if this fixes our problems. I guess there's some right here as well that I did not notice. Oh yeah, some of these windows are a little confusing because of and especially when you go into wireframe mode. Let's see. There we go. So those look good. These look good on this side. And on the front, the bottom windows are off. These also. Okay, let's fix these. Like that. There we go, that looks good. Let's do these two as well. And that one's like that, and this one's down here. And these two, I guess it's only one. There we go. Good. Okay. So that was that, and I'm just gonna check this one up. I think it might be having the same issue. There we go. So this is one of them, because the window frame ends right here. there like that. Okay, now these front windows, this one needs to go up, this one goes down, and only this one goes up. Yeah, since they were flipped, they're going to be a little bit of a mirror. There. Okay. And here, this one like that. Good. Good. Okay. See if this fixes things. Alright, so that looks good there. And that looks good there. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add some shutters, and I'm still debating. I might add them as separate objects and not render them. I mean, have a render distance that's a little smaller. I have to decide on that. So I'm gonna go and look for my shutters. Because with these, you know, I can use them on several buildings. You know, and I can probably, what I can do is create a couple of prefabs out of this, and you know, have them at a different opening, and I'm actually going to do that. So prefabs, I'm going to create a prefab. I'm going to call this shutters and hit OK. So there's one of them, and I'm going to copy this. Actually, no, don't copy it. I am going to clone all and move to the side, and I'm going to create a new prefab. It's going to be called shutters 2. Okay, and for this one I'm going to open it and do, maybe have it closed, not all the way, but kind of like that. There we go. So I can close this prefab. And I'm going to clone it again. And I can rotate them both at the same time, so this is going to be another one, and prefab shutters 2, and I'm going to clone these as well, move them out of the way, and this is going to be, I'm going to try and close them. Kind of like that. I'm not going to keep them all the way closed, but that should do right there. And create a prefab. It's going to be shutters 3. Okay, so now I can just go ahead and place these along the walls. And for some of these prefabs, I might. No, I think they will do just fine. I was working with some angles, so this was done at 30, so I would need to spin my prefabs to 30 to put it on this wall. So if I was to put it over here, bring it down here, and then rotate on the z-axis by 30, actually it's negative 30, then I can just move it to have it be on this side right here, just like that. So one of the things that I'm not too sure about when it comes to shutters, especially the ones that close, is if they go on the window frame or on the actual siding, you know, house part. So I'm just going to look this thing up later on and hopefully figure something with it. Okay, so now I need to add a door to these, and since this is going to be something that you need to interact with, it's going to have to be an entity, and for this, let's go to doors, and it's going to be, I believe a regular door is just fine enough. I'm gonna change the model to something that I made, but right now it's just a placeholder. So so that being in place, I can bring in my my frame. So there's my frame. And out of these two, once I have the flow graph working for my door, because it's going to be it's going to have a little bit of animation where when you open the door, and I'm not sure that I'm using the right model for this. Looks a little bit big. So when you open the door, you know that the handle rotates and then the door opens. That's what I want to have. And I think one of the problems might have been this being too high. Well, the steps were definitely a little high. Okay, so that's how the door will look. Just like that. Excellent. Okay, so what we need to do next is I used to have this picket fence around around the front of the house. So I'm gonna go and look for my picket fence. Just right there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and be more correct about this, and I'm gonna use the grid and set it to maybe 0.5. And I'm gonna bring one of these in, rotate to 180, and I'm gonna bring a few of those. And since I used the grid, now whenever I place them, they should snap into place. There we go. So so yeah, this is I do believe it's a much better practice to do it this way. It also depends on what you're building, I would say, but it's definitely really helpful. So I'm not gonna have a lot of broken pieces, but I'm gonna bring them into the street, because there's gonna be, you know, some of them here and there. And what I'm gonna do is these are the smaller pieces, but I'm gonna make a long piece that's you know, in a better shape. So one of these that's gonna be longer, and I'm gonna do that now. And let me just look for it. I guess there's I've got an error, because I have two items called shutters 2. So I'll have to figure that out and see which one it is. Okay, hopefully that cleared it. There was a prefab called 1, so I did not understand why that was there. I'm wondering if it's whenever you copy a prefab, apparently it's not doing any errors. Okay, so let me quickly look for my fence, and hopefully I have them in a place that's easy to find. So I'm going to do a quick search for this. Hopefully I named it picket fence, but maybe I haven't. this is slightly. Oh, because it's on the barriers. Okay, that explains it a little better. So there's my picket fence, and let's try and look on the barriers. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it right now because this is a small area in front of the house, so I'm not going to be able to use too big of a piece, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue building this. So it's always nice with this grid, everything snaps in place, and it does make it a hell of a lot quicker to build things and, you know, place things in the level. There, it's just a perfect alleyway. So just going to place these on the ground, and I'm going to go to a smaller grid size. There, that's almost where it's supposed to be. That would work, just like right there. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on with this. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the sidewalk down a little bit. It's a little too high, so I'm gonna start with these pieces, and that was actually the last one. It was pretty good. I'm just gonna spin it around. So I'm gonna turn off the grid because I need to do it in smaller increments. Right there. Okay, that works. I'm okay with that. And for this piece, I'm just gonna rotate around the y-axis till there, and this can be easily fixed. Just gonna lower it, and it's gonna be by -0.1, you know, just a small value. There. Okay, so this kind of annoys me here, that is just sitting by his lonesome, so I'm gonna place this shutter where it's supposed to be. There. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to do this little path that goes to the door. But first of all, I want to move some of this grass out of the way. over there. Okay, so this is going to be just a small road. Make sure you place it on the ground, and it's going to extend to about there. Of course, the width is going to be half of that, 2 meters. It's still a little big, so let's do 1.5. That's good. And the tile length, again, just 1.5. And for the material, I'm going to use, I'm going to look into roads because I need a concrete type of road. So I might do it like so. It's the same one that's in on the back side of the house. So there. One thing to be careful about is that this works as a decal, so it looks like it's projecting onto the surface. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to have to fix this, and I'm going to do that by lowering this. Actually, no, I need to bring it up, even though I'm not sure if I want to use this like so. Let's bring it up. Just like that. And I'll try and smooth it a little bit. There. Just so that, you know, like it looks like the concrete was poured over it, and that's our back alleyway. Alright. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to do something along this edge, and for that I'm thinking I'm gonna do a little bit of some of the weeds that I've made and that I really like. Let's see, one of them being this one. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these. It's going to be, see if I can do a smaller radius than 1, and it doesn't look like I can. So I'm going to try and place them like so. Maybe it doesn't look like it wants to. But I can cheat a little bit. So the cool new feature about the road tool is that it would delete vegetation. So I can go ahead and paint all of this weeds in here, just like that. And now I can go in and I can select one of these roads. So let's see, I'm going to use the small one just for example. So what I'm going to do with this is, if you go into properties, you can erase vegetation. So there you go, we have a straight line down here. I went a little bit too far, so I'm going to try and change this to a 2.5, and see, it deleted everything that I wanted as far as these as far as the weeds go, but it also deleted my tree, and I don't want that. So but the trees are easy to place back in the levels, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it, because I'd rather have the speed of being able to erase that. And then what I can do is I can go ahead, move this way, kind of try and center it to my my sidewalk. And in here I'm going to bring this down. I'm probably going to have to do a 1. So let's try this out. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Let's do a 0.8. Hey, look at that. That is brilliant. I can probably go to even a 0.85. Let's try that. Ah, that's good. Even 0.9. Let's do 0.9. Nope. Was 1 too much? Yeah, 1 is a little bit too much. Even though it's not bad at all, I would say. Okay, now I do like that this new road tool. It's really good for weeds control, even though whenever I did my test, it deleted everything I had on this side. So I'm going to revert back and I'm going to do my weeds first, and then I'm going to place the trees in. But it looks like it's a really quick and easy way to get the vegetation just as you want it. Okay, so I'm gonna continue working on this. Hopefully, it's gonna get closer to completion by the end of today. Now that I have a better process in place, as far as I have these houses built out, and I'm gonna make maybe a couple of other ones just to put on this road. Alright, well, you guys take care, and I'm gonna do another stream next week. Have a good night.